The Zenbook A14 is Asus MacBook Air. Its name even looks a little like Air if you squint. Asus' new featherweight laptop is aiming to be the latest Windows rival to the Apple MacBook Air. The Asus Zenbook A14 is a new thin and light productivity machine announced at CES 2025, sporting a Qualcomm Snapdragon X processor for a claimed battery life of up to 32 hours and a weight of just 2.18 pounds, just over half a pound lighter than the current M3 MacBook Air. The A14's ultralight magnesium alloy chassis is decked out in Asus Ceraluminum ceramic coating to keep its weight down and give the laptop a matte, stone-like finish. Asus is undercutting Apple's M3 Air in price as well as weight. The Zenbook A14 with a new base model 8-core Snapdragon X will start at $1,099.99 in gray when it launches in mid-January with 32 GB of RAM, 1 TB SSD, and a 14-inch OLED display capable of 1920 by 1200 resolution running at 60 Hz with 600 nits of peak brightness. Later in March, Asus will launch an even cheaper $899.99 model in beige that's a little heavier at 2.4 pounds, with a slightly higher-end 8-core Snapdragon X Plus chip, but only 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage, exclusively sold at Best Buy. The A14 has a 70 Wh battery, compared to the smaller 52.6 Wh cell in the MacBook Air. And it offers a decent selection of ports, with 2 USB 4 Type-C for charging/data, 1 USB-A 3.2 Gen 2, a 3.5mm combo headphone/mic jack, and a full-size HDMI 2.1 port. The A14 can connect to up to 3 external monitors with its lid open, compared to the M3 MacBook Air's 2 monitors while its lid is closed, though, keep in mind, one of those monitors will have to provide power to the Zenbook over USB-C. It all sounds pretty compelling on paper, but while Windows on ARM proved its competence in 2024 through Snapdragon X's balance of performance and battery life, there can still be compatibility headaches in some unsupported apps and games. And frankly, while our benchmarks of Snapdragon X Plus and X Elite processors were competitive in some ways with Apple's M3 MacBook Air, I'm skeptical a new lower-end version can really hang against it, let alone an anticipated M4 model. I had a very brief moment to get my hands on the Zenbook A14 at an early preview event in December, and I can attest to how surprisingly light Asus' new laptop is. You can pick it up from a corner with just 2 or 3 fingers with ease, but it doesn't feel flimsy or cheap. The matte finish and sad beige aesthetic may not be to everyone's liking, and I wager most people might think a MacBook Air's exposed aluminum feels fancier, but Asus put some of its build quality where it counts. For example, the A14's hinge can be opened with just 1 finger, while far too many Windows laptops out there require both hands to pry open their lids. There have been plenty of claimed MacBook killers and past Windows laptops aiming for Apple's crown as the go-to pick for the average user, but few stack up as the complete packages like those offered by Apple. Maybe pairing a Snapdragon X's excellent battery life with some nice extras like OLED screens and solid build at affordable-ish prices might bring something special to the table, though we'll have to see about performance. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated.